Okay, and we are recording. Let me just look at my notes. So, welcome back. A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, The Hunger Games.
What did you think of the title, by the way?
I didn't really think anything of it.
You didn't think I thought it was too long. I understood the title, but it was too long. It's definitely too long.
A ballad. What's a ballad?
Ballad is they said it, a ballad in the story. It said it's a song that tells a story.
Yeah, okay. A Ballad of Songbirds.
Ballad. There's no R in ballad, by the way, but...
There's what?
There's no R.
Oh.
It's ballad. Ballad.
What'd you call me? Alright, so what did you think of the beginning?
It was a bit slow, not gonna lie. It was a bit slow, and it's a kind of thing where I said, you get this with fantasy books. I've never seen The Hunger Games, by the way. Never read
Wait,
anything.
what do you mean it was a bit slow?
It was a bit slow in terms of what I said about, and I said this with Fourth Wing as well. I said this with fantasy. With fantasy, you get dropped in somewhere, and you get bombarded with like fancy names, fancy places, and you kind of just have to. You kind of have to just get your bearings and figure out quickly what's going on.
But in this, you didn't get that, is what you're saying.
No, in this you did get that, and it was the kind of thing
but
where...
how can you say it's slow if you got dropped in somewhere?
Because like things are just happening that you have no idea what they are. He's talking about reaping. He's talking about reaping day is this, and I'm like, so that's one thing I have to figure out. And then you just got to figure out their things.
You know what? Oh, my body threatened to sneeze. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, the problem is... He's never watched Hunger Games.
I've never watched, never seen it, but that's the thing. And everybody's going to prevent me from enjoying the story.
No, but it's like if Harry Potter came out, there's certain things she would not have to explain. Like, what's a wizard? Okay.
Obviously not.
No. But there's certain things in the Hunger Games. No, like most people see that. But anyway, you think he was a bit slow?
I think it was a bit slow, and I also said like, I always have a problem with them. Like, bro, like my issue with more classical fantasy. In fact, this is my first point. My issue with classical fantasy has always been like, and the names are always like ridiculous as well. Like so many of these names.
It wasn't really Cornelius. It was
Coriolanus.
Yeah, Coriolanus.
How did they pronounce it? I meant to ask you this because I didn't do the
I watched the film as well. This is the book review, just to make it clear. Coriolanus, but
that's how they say it.
I was saying it Cornelius. I think
do you know what that actually makes more sense? That's probably where they got it from.
I don't even know how to spell.
Yeah,
because I listened to the audio book.
This is how it's spelled, by the way.
Coriolanus.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's our next techie name, but I wasn't even talking about that. There was a character in the beginning.
Tiberius.
There was a character in the beginning called Fabricio whatnot. I said, nah, you're taking the piss now. Come on.
Dean Longbottom.
High bottom.
It was a bit like
you're taking the piss now.
You ripping off Harry Potter.
Every single that as well, but I was like, every single scene, every new character, you got some dumb name. Like, what's his name? Plinth.
That's his family name.
I know, but how do they say that? Sejanus?
Yeah, Sejanus.
Is that how they said it? Yeah. Okay, good. That's how I was saying it. But
how was that spelled? S-E-R?
No, S-E-J. S-E-J-A-N-U-S.
Oh.
But I was just like, bro, it just sounds like some of these lot just sound like they're characters from a children's novel, bro. I don't feel like I'm reading an adult novel here or a young adult
novel. I've got you to bring your charger down. The phone's it'll be fine. My first point, it's funny that in the Fourth Wing you said that it's a bad idea to force the rebels into games that they fight to the death when that's the whole premise of the Hunger Games. And the reason why I thought that point was important is because I thought you had watched Hunger Games, and on today, when we're doing this, I found out he's never even watched it. He has no idea.
Literally,
but this is obviously a premise that's been repackaged and reused and it's like in fantasy.
100%. But I actually did have a point about that. I'll probably skip it now just because we've covered it a little bit already with your first point. But I was literally just like, bro, I did not know that this was the premise of the Hunger Games. I knew the Hunger Games vaguely was like people die in it, but that's it. That's what that's what I know. Don't know anything else.
I volunteer.
Yeah, things like that. I don't really know what it was about. When I heard it, I was like, this sounds like Fourth Wing.
I thought the detail that's gone into what entails starvation is impressive. For Cornelius, I'm going to say Cornelius all the way through. I don't care, so get over it.
I started calling him Snow.
I started calling Snow, but I like the name. I actually like the name Cornelius, even though that's not his name.
I couldn't be bothered to keep writing
it. For Cornelius to wonder if the fact that he never got enough to eat growing up is the reason why he isn't as big or broad as he should be, and if his brain developed correctly. And I thought that was quite a good detail, because we know in evolution the reason why humans have gotten smarter over thousands of years is because they learned how to eat more healthy food, which made their brains develop, which made them smarter over a period of thousands of years, which I thought was it's like a nice little detail that the writer put in there.
I did notice that, and in retrospect, it kind of fits because he was definitely a very smart character. Definitely a very smart character. At times, it was the only thing going for him. At times, his
Wait, you mean
intelligence...
smart as intelligence? I thought the character of Cornelius was just, 3D in general. Anyway, I mean, these, what are they called? He's like the making of him,
Yeah.
He was
Origin story.
Yeah, origin story. An origin story is always 3D anyway, especially when we have a character who's evil and we find out, especially his origin story, he starts off being good and we see, good is...
Well, period of innocence. He's young. Period of relative innocence.
He was always,
I honestly had no idea about anything about this character. Like halfway through, I must have read some review or I must have read something online.
You gotta watch Hunger Games. You actually have to watch Hunger Games.
But somebody was like to me, the villainous presidents. I was like, villainous? I was like, so I've been reading a villain this whole time?
Yeah. You've actually got to watch Hunger Games now.
But yeah, I put, this is a really small point, but I put reaping dates 4th of July. Did the author do this purposefully to draw parallels to Independence Day?
Well, you know what? Is it the film? Because I watched the film yesterday or the day before, whatever, right? And I think in the film they actually said, or it might have been the book, they said, "Oh, this is America."
Literally
hundreds of years after.
America.
So she actually made it real, which is what fantasy never does.
I was even wondering, do you know what it was? I even got caught out being petty. I tried, because later in the book somebody said per se, and I was like, if this is a fantasy, why have they got Latin? Tried to school them a little bit, and I checked it out. Turns out it was America. I was like, okay, I'll let you off a little bit. But
still got an issue with their technology and stuff like that.
You're always gonna have even in Harry Potter, I'm like, you man are writing with quills and you've got magic. It's unacceptable. But no one's gonna listen to us.
Yeah, it's what it is.
I put Posca, the wine that Coriolanus was drinking in the first chapter, sounds like something I'd be interested in. Because he was even it's so strong you could only have one drink or something like that. And everyone was drinking it, and even the dean, I swear he was on it. He was twist up on it in the first. No, it was the drug. Morphling, the dean that was on the drugs. Yeah. And I was like, how is he allowed to be on drugs at these things? How is he allowed to be openly popping?
In chapter 4, Coriolanus spoke of his fondness for one of his classmates' cats. If you come from a world where a rebel's life means nothing and cannibalism is rife, wouldn't it be more likely that animals and pets are worthless, as in they mean nothing? I think it's unrealistic that he has a place in his heart for a cat. Doesn't make any sense to me.
That's true.
You've got rebels who are actual humans and they mean fuck all.
But that's
they're
what I'm
in
saying.
zoos, but you like a cat.
But that's what I'm saying.
Cannibalism was a thing.
Yeah, remember when he said he saw that guy sawing off the maid's leg? But I even said people are stupid about their pets now, bro. People care more about their dogs and their cats than other humans now. So it actually makes perfect sense. People are like that now. Literally.
But we're in a sheltered society. He's not. So you would think that's extrapolated.
He's still sheltered. It's just he's still sheltered because you could be in the districts. He's in the capital, remember? So he's still sheltered in a way. Man's still eating cabbage and stuff like that.
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury
to be able to love a pet.
It's a luxury because in the districts,
do you think the writer named it?
Food.
Do you think it's a mistake that's just gone full circle? And we've
just lucked out, and the writer lucked out basically.
Maybe because I think if it was real, they would have she would have made it very clear that it's a luxury to have a pet. It's a luxury to even consider something as a pet when people are starving.
No, 100%. Like if you're starving and you've got a chicken outside, that's a pet. That's not a pet anymore. That's not. No,
but even if you're starving and you've got a cat or a dog, that's not a pet anymore.
I mean, it will take you longer to reach that point than a chicken, but
you wouldn't take me.
You'll be quicker.
I need to keep my protein up, mate.
I put. I quite like that Lucy Gray is a singer, as it adds a little depth to her character, but at the same time I'm always very, very critical of singing in novels as we, the audience, can't hear it. So it's kind of pointless to me. Like, you're just reading words. You're reading words in
audiobooks. It still sounded alright though.
Was there actual singing in the audiobook?
No, of course not.
So what do you mean?
It still flowed. It still sounded
so they
like
just
a song.
Read out the
lyrics. They kind of tried to poem it.
I don't know. Me personally, I would never put singing.
And the music was actually good
personally.
in the.
Oh, so in the movie, they were singing.
You know, like that show Youngers. Do you remember Youngers?
Oh yeah.
The rapping thing, the rap thing was shit.
Like, I shit.
But the music was good.
Yeah, Youngers was all blood, no blood. Yeah, no fam.
I put chapter 5. Yes, please make us love Lucy. Every fibre in my being tells me she's going to die. Not only is she a fighter, not only is she not a fighter, But this is set in the past, so they can actually kill her off because she's irrelevant. The only problem is that this has been made into a film, and they probably want to get a trilogy out of it. So money. So that's why I think they might keep her alive. Because the last Hunger Games was a trilogy as well.
Yeah, no, it was. I know that much.
But I thought, 100% they're gonna kill her off because they're gonna give us the death.
Yeah,
I want to feel something.
They basically give us what we've been asking for since we started doing these. Basically, like we've missed out on every. I put Coriolanus is a funny guy. He's a trust fund kid with no trust fund. He's rattled by anything and everyone, and in dire need of protection from the girl he is meant to be mentoring. Like in the beginning, he basically seemed like he was just there, and she was doing her own thing, trying to get through the Hunger Games, protected him. Even later on, there's a couple of scenes where she even saved his life, things like that. If this is one of those fantasy love stories, which again I saw that day one, I literally said you're deaf. The temptation is too strong for the right to resist.
In the film,
I said before you said that, I said this is one of those fantasy love stories. He's got a lot to do to man up in the next 300 or so pages.
You know, in the film, they just plonked the fucking love story there. Like he just kissed her in the zoo one time, near enough straight away.
Bro, that's how it was in the book. What are you talking about? That's how it literally was in the book. I was like, out of nowhere.
In the film they didn't kiss. She went to kiss him and he turned his head away. Which was good actually. Better. That's the two stories are twisting up my head.
Conflicting, yeah.
I said I like this story so far. I find it more interesting than the Katniss story. They're quite similar though. Well, they're not, but the character Lucy Gray and Katniss, they're a bit.
Yeah, I read some review where it was apparently.
I think it's more creative and interesting to not be actually following a character that's inside the games, but one that's close by, such as a mentor. I think it opens the story up. It's no longer about just winning a game. It turns a 2D story into a 3D story. So I feel it's good that I think it's good that he's just gonna be the problem of our podcast, isn't it?
Just leave it.
It's our stupid cat doing the same thing every time.
The way he's screaming as well. The way he's staring through the window.
But yeah, it's more creative because anyone would think, just like in other Hunger Games, Katniss was the main character. Oh, we follow her in the games. We see how nervous she gets. But this was not about that. You know, which I thought was creative in and of itself. It
was definitely 3D in the sense that, like, not only are we concerned about Lucy Gray and maybe some of the other tributes that we might know of or heard about, but we're also thinking about, yes, the mentors, like, have their own thing where I'm trying to get my player. It's like, I'm the gamer and they're the game piece.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to get, and it was like chess even, it was like human chess.
Yeah,
with death.
It's funny. It's funny because we honestly didn't see those people as real people. Honestly.
Yeah, no, of course. Which is only put us into the perspective of the people from the capital, which is where I want to be. Yeah. I don't want to be in the districts. I want to be the capital. I want to be the elite high society.
They really did, which is actually quite.
I thought one thing that I noticed, which I'm going to get more into later, is like the comparisons between. Again, I've never seen Hunger Games. Maybe this is a well-known fact. But the comparisons between like this place and like the Roman Empire. You've got like the arena, like you've got the gladiators, you've got like the high society and the slaves. Almost, you've got like. Everything's there. Literally everything's there. Even though there's a couple of names which I'll go into later, which I'll like just take from. Things like that. Like what's his name? Pliny Harrington. I don't know if you remember. He wasn't really a major character in the story, but Pliny the Elder was a Roman, literally the exact same war hero. Coriolanus' dad is called Crassus. Marcus Crassus, literally same thing. So there was a lot of comparisons, but I put. Coriolanus refusing to swap Lucy Gray for Marcus might end up being the best decision ever. Marcus might be big and physically imposing, but he's also unwilling to play ball, as we saw when he refused Suzanne's sandwich, which is stupid because it's just free food, isn't it? I know why he did it.
No, I don't know why he did it.
I know why he did it. It's still stupid, but I know why he did it. Because he was like, bro, they was both from the districts. He was like, now you're on you're on this side and I'm on this side. And it's just like, you look at him like he's a traitor, but I was like, he's offering you food. You need it. You're going to die. Just sleep.
The cat's meowing.
Literally,
it's making eye contact and meowing outside in the cold while
judgmental eye contact.
Yeah, it's like, how could you?
Yeah, no, literally.
These tributes and mentors are dropping like flies. The bomb scene. You know, I didn't expect that.
You got a head here, but no, that's fine. Carry on.
Is this Hunger Place actually going to take place? This Hunger Games actually going to take place? Very creative of the writer to take it in this direction instead of Lucy winning. Lucy digging and grinning. Well, I don't know what I've written here, but I thought
stop this text.
No, I didn't. No, I think it's also correct. But it's creative. Oh yeah, because the bomb scene, it was just like it didn't even make sense. I put the bombing couldn't have been an attack from the rebels because they could have tried to bomb anywhere. Why the arena? You almost certainly would kill rebel children in this.
That's the only place you know they're going to be. Anywhere else?
Why would you bomb there?
It couldn't have been them.
So I
had huge problems with the bombing scene as well.
But and also, I think the writer was just trying to confuse us because that's the opportunity for us to get change
conspiracy
into a conspiracy. It was never mentioned again.
It was never mentioned again. Literally.
What was the point of that?
Nothing. It was
just to change the terrain, maybe. But even so, it wasn't necessary. Like what? It wasn't necessary. I thought we were going in some other. Oh, these rebels are trying to take over the city or
uncover the conspiracy.
Yeah. What happened?
You thought you was getting your stealth mission, didn't it?
No, that's what I put down. I put that down somewhere. I literally put that down somewhere.
You're not getting it. I told you.
We're gonna. I put that down somewhere. I can't remember where.
Come on. I put. Imagine what he will only if it doesn't. I said I might like Coriolanus after all, since this is the most calculated thing the guy has said so far. In response to Satyria, I forgot even who that is, asking what would Sejanus' father say if it came out that his son tried to trade tributes? Like what would happen if he found out? And he said, imagine what he will owe me if it doesn't come out. And I was like, this is now like...
Yeah, but you know, that never came out. I mean,
it didn't come out, it didn't, but I wrote that as I read it. So obviously we don't know what's going to come out or what's not. If I knew what was going to happen, I would just admit the whole bombing scene, didn't it? Like we said, but... I like main character. You have to show me why I should root for you. Show me why I want you to succeed. And it's like when characters are cunning, like when they show that they can play chess while others are playing checkers. That's one thing that I definitely do like.
I don't know if we and you know what? It's kind of funny because at no point did we think, oh yes, I want Snow to win. It was more of I don't want Lucy Gray to die.
Yeah, and also I want to find out what's actually happening. That's the main thing. But
well, no, because we know it's an origin story. You didn't. Well, you kind of did. But I'm trying to think. I'm trying to guess why Snow became evil. That's what I'm trying to guess. So obviously, I made some predictions going forward, but I think it's powerful the way the writer has created this philosophical dynamic. The way that Lucy saved Cornelius' life. So he owes her everything, but he's too cowardly to do anything apart from feed her scraps. Isn't it right for him to risk his own life to get her out of the Hunger Games entirely? Doesn't she deserve it? I think it would make a good story if Lucy begged him to do it, because, you know, he owes her. She's entitled to try and break me out of the zoo. It's also very interesting how we're reading about the Cornelius Snow, and how compassionate he was in his youth. What was it that turned him into a monster? But yeah, well, that was another angle that the story could have taken. You know, Lucy could have begged him, please get me out of here, and he would have to really risk his life because he shouldn't be there. He should have died.
But listen, look, cowards will find a way. Cowards will find a way to turn them. They'll find a way to say no. They'll find a way to like self-preserve.
No, but that was never even a question for him to say no. There was never. We could have had a moral dilemma. Yeah, we could have had a talking point. I mean, we do.
I think the moral dilemma was Lucy's like not asking him was her moral dilemma because like she's like getting touched to him.
No, because at no point was it brought up that she wanted him to do anything. All he did was feed her food, which is what he was doing the whole time. There was never any, you know, you saved my life, how can I repay you?
Do you know what's funny?
Nothing.
Because I could get onto this in a second, but he definitely treated her better than any other mentor treated their tribute because like he was making efforts from the start.
Exactly.
Well, because he wanted a strategic advantage. That's why.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. He didn't treat her as if he was never a good person.
But that's the thing.
He was just in it for himself.
Remember what he said in the beginning? He said the only money he's got, or the only currency he's got is charm. That's literally what he said. And obviously people will say, yeah, this young man, he's upstanding citizen, whatever. They don't know what he's up to. Because remember all the things he was doing behind the scenes, they don't know about any of that. So anyways, I put, how is gambling at the Hunger Games not a thing already? Remember when there was literally like, that's a good idea. I was like, you're not doing that. It's been going for 10 years. You didn't think to bet on this? The idea is literally right there. Like, turn the punishment of the offspring of war criminals into a source of capital. Do not have to be a genius to arrive at that conclusion. You could literally be a crackhead and arrive at that conclusion. Just start taking bets. Why I
think they probably were doing it, like, underhand. You know, people...
It must have been.
Well, no one... Apparently people in the districts didn't even watch it.
Must have been.
I said, oh no, the book is going to turn back to the original boring plot of Lucy trying to win the Hunger Games.
Yeah,
because I said to you before, you know, we're gonna see the rebels and this, that, and the other, the bombing. I'm like, what's going on? I said, which I think is ridiculous. She literally said she wouldn't be prepared to kill somebody unless it was self-defense. It's just like, you weren't in the Hunger Games. And this is another thing.
Yeah, nah. Just say to her face, you're in
this is,
the
no,
Hunger
this
Games.
is another thing. If I live in a district and there's a reaping every year, you best know I'm training from birth. You mad? I'm training. I'm gonna be a super soldier by the time I'm winning them to call my name. You know who I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be that boy in Game of Thrones who was next to Arya in pits, and I don't know if it was the mountain was picking them to torture them, and he was staring at the mountain.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Literally,
when they're picking the numbers, I'm looking, pick me. Bro, I'm going in there
every year. I volunteer for the game every year, bro. Bringing home the. Remember that guy that said, I forgot his name, Reaper. Remember when he was like, I apologize for killing you. I apologize to him. I was like, that's the most cheated up thing I've literally fucking seen.
Sorry about that. He didn't kill no one though.
He's an idiot. But I put Chapter 7, helpful life lesson for Arachne. I don't know how they pronounce the name of the thing. I said, play with fire, you get burnt. Because remember, she was taught in her tribute, and that tribute literally...
Oh yeah, that was so good.
That was very good. You know, another helpful life lesson for her might be people go to extremes when they are starving. You don't know what someone's going to do when they're starving. They do things they don't even know what it's going to do.
Writers, I still have a problem with writers. They don't kill off important people. Why do they always kill off people we don't care about?
Because they want...
It was shock factor. That was shock. I was so surprised when that happened. You know,
it was shock factor. I didn't realise the peacekeepers were going to kill Brandy, because I wasn't sure, like, what are the rules? Because remember we read Fourth Wing, anyone could kill anyone, and it was all above board. It was totally allowed. Like, you could literally say, I'm going to kill you.
No, that was... It was ridiculous. No, there was no way she was getting away with that. I knew. There's no way.
I wasn't sure, because I was thinking, I don't know whether this is going to be allowed or not.
I'm surprised they gave her a nice quick death.
No, that's one. Getting shot is very nice compared to some of the ways I was hearing about. Or like,
even look at Marcus. Look over to Marcus.
Yeah. He definitely got the worst. I put though. This is the only thing I found ridiculous about that scene. I said, of all sandwiches to get yourself killed over, this girl decided to die for a cheese sandwich. They said a cheese sandwich, so cheese and nothing else.
In the film, it was a drink.
Oh, was it?
Some lemonade looking drink.
Bro, whatever, drink, cheese, it cannot have been that good for you to be like, yes, I'm going to die over this. I swear she didn't even get to eat the sandwich as well. They shot her before she was even...
I think she tried. And also, in the film, they didn't... Sir Janus didn't try and sprinkle breadcrumbs over her. That didn't happen as well.
I thought it was weird that this guy's just got breadcrumbs on him, just in perpetuity, just in case. I was just like...
Death wasn't really that popular. I mean, for him to be carrying it.
Yeah, literally. Like, how many days did you not use those breadcrumbs and still pack them in the morning? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know, the one day you don't pack them, it's what you're going to need them.
I guess, but one thing that I found that kind of pulled it back is Coriolanus literally ridiculed it. Well, he didn't do it outwardly. In his mind, he was like, fucking idiot carrying around breadcrumbs. What's wrong with him? These district people. He was definitely very condemning of it. And I was like, at least they've kind
of... He brought it back.
He brought it back a little bit. At least the writer's not taking it seriously.
Okay, I'm not stupid. I could see that there was something between Lucy and Coriolanus, but why is the writer pursuing it? Unless this is the thing that makes him help her escape. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's trying to pattern her. I saved your life. I love you. We can be together. Because why did they fucking like each other? It makes no sense. You know,
it's a story, innit?
Why would a district girl like a capital boy who doesn't, Cornelius is the type of person that will play with somebody's life. Like, the fact that he's taking part in these things, why would you like somebody like that? If you're a district girl, it makes no sense.
I even said, like, bruv, your backgrounds and the trajectory of your lives are completely opposite. There's no way, like, your lives are incompatible. Like, you can't live with him, he can't live there with you. Nothing will come of this.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's where's does the attraction come from anyway? Because, as I said, she likes a monster. He's a monster. Because he was brought up, he doesn't see it himself. Because he's just like, oh, these are rebels. They're less than human. But why would you like somebody who has that sort of worldview?
Literally.
It's about you.
Why would you like someone that comes from that background?
It makes no sense. It made no sense.
It's ridiculous. I put Dr. Gore is a mad person. That is the craziest way to tell whether somebody cheated on their homework or not. It's not even airtight. It wasn't even airtight. I said her scent.
Why would she put her hand in?
Why would she? Bro,
Why would you? If
I
you
literally
didn't
said,
know you.
I said her scent could have been missing from the paper for various reasons, and likewise, I said could be on it without her contributing at all. So it literally made 0 sense.
Why would you put your hand in if you know you didn't?
But I don't think she knew what the snakes was gonna do. I think she.
Huh?
I don't think she knew what the snakes, like how the snakes worked.
Put your hand in a
She
snake.
just saw Coriolanus do it. He came out good. She just saw him do it.
Listen,
He went in there, took the paper
bro.
out.
So
It
the
was
woman
nice.
didn't explain to her what happened.
No, they was explaining it while her hand was in there. Remember, Dr. Gore was literally like, she was just dropped the
Okay,
bomb while
in
her
the
hand was in
film,
there.
she explained
Okay.
it beforehand.
Oh, she's
and then she put her hand in
Yeah,
there
she's
the
idiot.
same way.
I would never. I'd have cut a long time. Long time.
I think I said 2 things. One, it's so obvious that he was going to give her his mother's compact for makeup. 2, if she had no experience killing or fighting, if she wins this, I'm going to rage quit Hunger Games.
Yeah, nah, it's understandable. Understandable. We've been through too much of this. Too much of this Mary Sue business. We're like, do you know what? The only reason why I allowed them is because their plan made sense. Their plan was to play to Lucy's strengths, which was nothing. Hide, stockpile food, hope nobody finds you. That was their plan, and that made sense to me. It wasn't like in Fourth Wing where I was like, yeah, got there, bat everybody
Yeah,
up.
but that's not gonna
everything
work.
do that, huh?
That's not going to work, though.
What the
Their
plan? Of,
They might make it.
that's the best plan they had.
No,
That
but
was the
they
best
they
plan
might
had.
make it a couple days or whatever, but it's not going to work.
I think it was there was nothing else.
Well, they didn't have anything else to do.
They didn't have anything else. Like I said, it was the best plan they had. It's the best plan they had. I put. No, I already said that. Chapter 9. Despite the action we've seen in the previous chapters, the story has really slowed down. Since Arachne was killed by her tribute, we've not seen anything of real interest. Clemencia being attacked by Dr.
bomb.
Snakes was. Well, this is before that. This is literally right
Okay.
before that. I said. Clemencia being attacked by Dr. Gore snakes was just odd and out of place, hasn't really led to anything. And then I literally said, I was just saying how boring the
also-
story has become, and then the arena got
doesn't.
bombed, literally.
So basically, you're saying that that's just to carry the story along. Well, it clearly was because they
It
didn't lead
was.
anywhere. It didn't lead anywhere.
Yeah, literally.
So it just said, "Oh, you know what? You know what's exciting? A bomb."
They literally said there hasn't been action for a couple of chapters,
Yeah,
so
the
let's
right said,
throw
yeah.
something in there. But yeah, I was very impressed with the bombing because, like you, I thought it was going somewhere. I thought, like, finally the plot has arrived.
Yeah, and it was
Apparently,
it
though.
was it was a surprise.
I also said if the only question is if the war has been over for 10 years and whatever is left of the rebels are subdued and at the mercy of the capital, who is bombing the arena for what purpose? Like, and obviously we never found that out.
Which is so stupid. It's so strange.
It's ridiculous.
I
It's
assume
like she
she.
just
Put,
forgot.
you know what? I assume she gave the story to her agent or whatever. An agent said, "You know what? Need some action here." She said, "You know what? I'm gonna throw a bomb in there."
Yeah,
Because it don't make no other sense. It don't make no.
It's like she forgot. It's like she forgot the bomb was a thing.
Yeah, we didn't get anywhere from that. But
Yeah. I like that Snow and Tigris call it bomb time. For some reason, that just made me laugh. I don't know why.
Do you know what I thought was so cheesy? Snow lands on top. It was
I
like-
thought that was cheesy, but I was like, I didn't think it was that cheesy. I didn't think it was cheesy, mainly just because
they kept saying it. And it was stupid shit. If they
Yeah.
win something, oh, Snow lands on top, won. But it was just like.
they was just saying it. Like, yes, we had cabbage soup for this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Snow
yeah.
lands on top. Doesn't really, does it? Eating cabbage fucking soup. Look like snow lands on the bottom to me.
Snow melts.
Snow
quickly
melts
under
literally.
pressure.
I said I like they call it bomb time. It's funny in a morbid sort of way. It's a kind of comedy that you rarely hear from somebody who's not lived through something chaotic. It was just funny to me.
Bomb time.
Remember after the bombs when he was in hospital and he was at Tigris, oh, you missed bomb time. And like even when the bomb was going off, he was like, yeah, bomb time. He said, that's what we call it, bomb time. And I was just made me laugh for some reason. It's just morbid dark comedy.
I'll go. Another example of writer genius. The way that Cornelius has been forced to go into the games to rescue his friend, armed with a bodysuit and pepper spray. It's comical and exciting. Why didn't they send him with one peacekeeper if he's not trained to have a gun? It seems like an elaborate way to sabotage his life. And then they said he's got to stay until the mission is accomplished. He said, "What if I can't get there? You stay until the mission is accomplished." What does that mean? They tried to kill him. They
tried to bump him.
They literally tried to kill him.
They literally tried to bump him.
I don't know why.
I think, well, what they said was he was literally like, what do you mean send a peacekeeper? He said send only the peacekeepers. They're called peacekeepers, bro. Send them to keep fucking peace. But they literally said, bro, the tributes, they're assets, you know. He said, we got a whole production running here. We can't have them getting shot up. We just blew up like how many of them for nothing? And remember, the bombing didn't come to nothing, you know. He said, we've killed off how many of them for nothing? We don't want to kill off any more of them. You better get in there. No casualties. Didn't give him a gun for that reason.
I ain't going in there without a gun. So
yeah, nah, me
I'm
neither.
not going in there.
I'll be like, shoot me.
I'm not
like, shoot me, because that's what they're gonna do. He nearly got bumped in there as well.
I'm not going in there without a gun. I'm not going in there to kill anyone, but back up.
He said,
back up.
I need that deterrent. I need that on my belt.
Even if there's no bullets, they didn't give him nothing.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Something.
Nothing.
Come on, something. I need that deterrent on my belt. I need something to pull out to show these man what I'm about. But yeah, I would definitely wouldn't go in there without a gun. At least they gave him a vest though. That would have been taking the piss. They just sent him in there with like the pepper spray.
Nah.
That would have been taking a mick. I said I find it wild that mine are a little bit behind yours by the way, but I said I find it wild that nobody actually checks the arena for signs of tampering before or after the Hunger Games. Makes it ridiculously easy for somebody to say plant a bomb there. All they had to do was look there, just check it before, check it after.
No, but why would anyone plant a bomb there? It makes no. And if you're gonna bomb it, don't bomb it at Hunger Games time. Bomb it beforehand.
Literally.
So that, I mean, they kind of did, to be fair, but
bruv, I've put too many notes related to the bombing because I thought it was gonna be important. Already, it's like 4 notes. I've already put too many.
Yeah, I was wondering how you
eliminate all of them.
Yeah. No, it's very, very strange, though, isn't it, Joseph?
It is very strange.
Why would you put that in there?
I'm of the opinion that she just forgot the bombing was a thing. Or like it was an abandoned plot line, but she was just like, don't want to take it out. I like the scene, bombing, you know, adds a little bit of. She should have just tweaked it to make it make sense, to make it come back to something. Like maybe it was
some rebels got caught or something.
Rebels got caught. Dr. Ghoul set it up just to because you know she's crazy. Like whatever would have been
that
easy.
One wouldn't make
would have been
sense,
easy to sell. Bro, she did loads of things that didn't make sense. She attacked some girl with the snakes for not doing her homework. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, that's what I was. Why did she care who wrote it? Why did she care?
Do you know what it was? You know what it was? It was to set up the scene later when man drops the handkerchief in there. That's literally all it was.
Why did that?
That's all it was for.
Yeah, but that
Dr. Gold didn't attack nobody else with snakes, you know. Everybody else was good. Everybody else was good. She didn't attack Cornelius for lying about it either. They both lied. They both lied. She's the only one I got.
No, she didn't attack the girl though. The snakes attacked her.
Oh, bro, listen, come on. I'm pretty sure at this point, it's chapter 11, I'm pretty sure at this point it is written in the stars for Lucy Gray to win the Hunger Games. Something I think would be majorly disappointing. Not because I dislike Lucy Gray, I quite like her actually. But this is a similar thing, again, we found with Violet from Fourth Wing. But even worse, the Hunger Games seem to favour physical prowess and brute force. There's no like area for you to like outthink it. There is, but like for you to win, you have to outmuscle various bigger and stronger opponents than you. And of course, were she to win, the author would be missing out on an opportunity to take something away from us, the reader.
Yeah. One thing to know, I'm not going against what you said, but it's because you don't know about Hunger Games. But there were 2 victors that won a Hunger Games because they painted camouflage on themselves and literally just hid. They were in there for weeks and everybody else starved. Not that we saw that, but we found out about it while we were watching the other Hunger Games. But yes, for the most part, if you're not willing to kill, you're not going to win. It's not happening. Especially in that was a small, tiny arena. Because I watched the film as well. It's a tiny arena. It's small.
Yeah.
It was about, maybe, I'd say probably half the size of this back green. In the actual Hunger Games that we watched, massive terrain. Massive. Okay. So you could hide. But in this, you're done. You're done.
Finished.
You're so done.
Finished.
I said... we find out that the games maker wanted Snow to go into the games to teach him a lesson in human nature. And he said, how could it be a lesson if your life wasn't in danger? Which I thought was beautifully philosophical. He said, when you strip back the manners, the etiquette and education of man, we are violent at our core. Our morals try to shield us from reality, but the reality is you don't even know your own self. He said, you trapped me in there. Cornelia was like, oh, you trapped me in there, so I had to take that boy's life. And she said, you can blame the environment or the circumstances, but you make the choices. Which, I love a bit of philosophy in stories, because, you know, she's trying to... tell us about ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, because we're in our own Hunger Games. No, we're sheltered. We're sheltered. We don't know ourselves because of our society. And he found that about himself. You know, he didn't think twice about killing that boy.
Literally, bro.
You know?
Said, bro, remember when he was running? He was like, shoot them, killed a lot of them, waste. But what I thought was interesting is that it shows like the idealism of some of these youths as well. Like Suzanne that's talking about, oh, we don't have the right to treat people like, bro. The enemy is not always going to be as nice to you as you feel like being to them. And even Dr. Gould was trying to teach him, they don't deserve your pity. There's a reason we were at war for however many years. Like, there's a reason that all this shit is going on. And it was the kind of thing. He's an idiot anyway for going into the arena just because, like, I don't know what he thought. And I even said, Sejanus is not surviving this book. No way. We've seen one meant to die over a cheese sandwich. Another one got hospitalized for not doing her homework. One must assume outright defiance is punishable by public execution. Has to be. He's a boat rocker. He's not meant to be there. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't agree with the culture or the way of life. And given opportunity, he will do everything he can to sabotage Hunger Games. He literally has proven it. This guy went to the arena. From then, you know he's going to do everything he can, especially if he thinks he can get away with it as well. So, like, from then, stamp his execution.
I've got a question for you. Was that at any point we were worried for the lives of the main character?
Well, Coriolanus. No, I wasn't. I wasn't. Lucy Gray. A couple times. The first scene with the arena. I was like, bro, I don't see how she could survive this. I don't see how she could survive. Like, even things where Jessup was chasing her, things like that. I was just like, you're simply not big enough or strong enough or willing to kill enough or aggressive enough. Like, even Marcus is like the biggest one there. That girl that chopped him in his neck. Like, at least she's got something about her. She's got aggression. She's willing to be proactive and like take lives to make sure hers doesn't get taken. Or the ones that team up. Remember when they was like swapping food for whatever? You gotta be proactive. You gotta have like something about you. And Lucy Gray just didn't see. She was about singing. We even doing it? Why even here?
Yeah. So, and even when Snow went in to save Sejanus, did you feel like?
I thought Sejanus was gonna die then.
He should have.
He didn't serve much purpose in the story. I thought he was gonna die then. I thought
he was the annoying moral agent.
Yeah.
But also, I had a point about him. I think the writer didn't do enough. He didn't do enough in the beginning of the story. Towards the end, we know that we really got to know him.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, he didn't do enough. And also, he's not vegan. I don't think you can be a moral agent if you're not vegan. Because especially, these lives are matter and this is so important. It's not right and it's not wrong, but you're killing and eating pork. It's like,
no, I understand that. But I'm saying, like, can you be moral if you care about like the pigs and the cows and the chickens before you care about the humans? You got to start somewhere.
Wait, what?
Can you be moral if you care about like the pigs and the cows and the chickens? You don't care about the humans. You let them die in the arena or whatever. You're focusing on being vegan or whatever. I don't necessarily.
No, but that doesn't make sense anyway.
You got to start somewhere.
No, but he seems like he's been started. He ain't starting, mate.
About it.
Yeah, he's all been about all these people.
Like he said, like food is a luxury. Even food is a luxury. There, veganism is the biggest luxury we have probably in this world. To be a vegan, to choose veganism is a luxury, bruv. If there's food, if there's meat there, that's all you got.
That's not. I know what you're saying, but it's not a luxury to me, mate.
Oh, well, not to me either. But like the people who choose that way of life, veganism is one of the biggest luxuries. When food is scarce, you can't be like, I don't want to eat animal products. I don't want to wear leather. I don't want to sit on.
No, of course, no. It's
I only drink. I don't drink bottled water. Things like that. It's just ridiculous. You don't have. Loads of people don't have the option for that. I put chapter 12. Reaper is definitely a G for that. That's what I was talking about before. This guy apologized for killing all the other troops in person the night before the Hunger Games.
Yeah, you're
ridiculous.
You're still quite far behind.
You never put anything for the beginning. That's why you'll be.
I put loads of stuff for the beginning.
We'll start. And be like, chapter 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, you know it's true. But
no, it's not. It isn't. You've made most. You know, listen, take the L. No, take the L because you thought the one was going to be significant.
That's true. And I had like 4 or 5 notes,
and it wasn't.
Took up.
I didn't. Well, I obviously thought it was going to be, but I just let's see. No,
who
you know
wouldn't
what?
think it
No,
was?
you know what? As soon as I saw that, I even said, "Oh, this is gonna the original plot's back. Lucy's gonna win the Hunger Games." I realized that it was just nothing.
Fair enough, it wasn't until I was going back over my notes after I'd finished the book when I was like, "Oh yeah, what happened with the bombing?" Because I completely forgot about it as well. That's why I said I think the writer just forgot.
I said, I like how the book isn't about the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is just a part of the story because the actual games finish halfway through the story.
Yeah.
So, and that's the difference between this and the other Hunger Games. It was about the Hunger Games. Katniss wins, show's over, basically.
Roll credits.
So, I thought it was creative.
Definitely. I said, like, prequels, when you write a prequel, written prequels, proofread prequels before, it's always tempting to, like, go back into, like, what made you want to write the series in the first place, which is the original storyline. Obviously, the writer resisted the temptation to do that. Yeah. Yes, the Hunger Games featured, but she kept it about what the story was supposed to be about, which I liked 100%.
And it was about character development, character building.
100%. I put the crescendo of Snow and Lucy Gray's apparent love story came a lot sooner than I expected, and they've already graduated from sneaking each other food, stealing hugs, to full on mouth to mouth. Straight away, just out of nowhere, just drop the bomb on that.
Games, innit?
Yeah, just drop the bomb on that.
Yeah,
and be damned with whoever sees as well, because he was even doing it in front of like his other. And I was like, bro, really, you? Because he was like, you ain't been with no girls before, and I'm like, you lips in front of. They might as well go the whole 9 yards and consummate their love.
Yeah, I don't know why they did
immediately. Just do it. It's better man than me.
If it's me and this girl's going in, I
literally said King Arthur can pull me out of that.
Put a bun in the oven.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, go again.
I put Snow might be a villain. By now I figured out he was a villain, by the way, because I read like some other.
So why did you say he might be a villain?
Because I said he might be. No, Snow is definitely a villain. The way he lied so effortlessly and seamlessly when Clemencia challenged him on why he'd not come to visit her.
No, but why did he not visit her?
Because he's a sociopath. He's literally a sociopath. He doesn't care, bro. He literally doesn't care. Like Sejanus, he pretended to be this guy's friend. Every time someone asked him when Sejanus wasn't there, he'd be like, "Well, we're not really friends." And then like every time his parents would be asking him, "Yes, we're friends. We're boys." I was like, "Who are you lying to? Who are you lying to?" Like he was pretending to be Sejanus' friend. Yes, come and sit next to me. Remember when Dr. Gore was like, "Yeah, he's your boy." I heard in class. She had the receipts, He tried to say we're not friends. She was like, "But I swear in class you said come sit next to."
That was a bit weird.
She had the receipts.
It's because do you know what it is? It's because he gets himself into trouble. That's why. Sejanus is always getting himself into trouble.
Yeah, he's a boat rocker.
Cornelius was just like, I'm normally the guy that gets him out. We're not friends.
Nah, Cornelius was like, I want to finish a class. I want to learn in school. Sit fuck down, bro.
Exactly.
Here, interrupting my learning every single. Ridiculous. Wait.
I put. There we go. It was still behind, so you can say another one.
I put, could it be possible that Clemencia had a little crush on Snow? I thought that was possible because it certainly seems like what she was getting at, because she snapped at him for not coming to see her as if she wasn't off her tits on snake venom, by the way, which is why he probably wasn't there. Because I remember when she even gripped him up and she was talking about, they're trying to kill me, and like her skin was peeling off and all sorts of. I would go visit her either. And then she mentioned you and your tribute. And it just sounded like she was saying you and your little girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
It just seemed like maybe she's got a little, because there was even.
And also, another
good
thing.
Terms.
Why do they paint Cornelius to be such a jealous person? Like anytime Lucy Gray would sing, he would be getting jealous over
well, look, he's never been with a girl before. She's singing about her ex. He's like. He just didn't rub him up the wrong way. Like,
but it's just a bit like, come on, mate.
Listen, it's
they weren't even
cringy.
together.
It's very cringy, but it's also the things young people do when they're inexperienced with relationships. They just move mad for no reason.
You think?
Like, yeah, no, definitely. What do you mean? I think
experience?
Definitely. Huh? We'll edit that part. No, but in all seriousness,
I beg your pardon.
In all seriousness, though, that is literally what young people do. He's 18, remember? He's 18.
Okay.
Ain't no girls in where he's at. I remember they even said they don't bring nobody home because they're gonna know that they're broke. So he definitely had no girls.
Yeah. Little details that connect show the experience of the writer, and they don't go unnoticed. So Cornelius finds out that Sejanus ends up as a peacekeeper. And it brings us back to the confusing conversation that Cornelius had with Sejanus' father, where the father only offered gratitude with no financial gain. And the reason he didn't offer the monetary reward was because he obviously had already made a deal that sent Sejanus to the wall.
Yeah, he literally sent to the
wall. So he essentially already knew his son was going prison, so he didn't need to give him the money. But in the moment, Cornelius, that was a big scene, Cornelius was like, why isn't he offering me money? This is very, very strange. I just saved his son's life and whatever. So the writer connected those dots together. She left the breadcrumbs. And it's not nothing. That's what I'd say. It's not nothing.
Yeah, it's not nothing.
It's not nothing. And she went to the effort to do that, which
it's
was
definitely not nothing. 100%. I always appreciate the effort when the effort's clearly been made to like lay the groundwork for something. I always appreciate the effort. 100%.
Because without that, I think it would have just been a bit weird that Sejanus is the peacekeeper.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of is weird anyway. Yeah, it kind of is weird anyway.
I thought it was weird that any of them were peacekeepers. To be fair, even one of them, but yeah, nah. I'm literally still behind it. I put rabies is randomly a thing, which I find strange, not been mentioned at all, until Jessup just turns up with foam around his mouth, and they're like, "Oh yeah, rabies." I didn't hear them mention rabies not once until then.
They did say something about
even tuberculosis. Someone brought up tuberculosis. I was like, all these diseases. Because I said, so not only are these unwilling tributes being forced to fight to the death against one another, they're also battling numerous vicious and fatal diseases as well. So like the odds are double stacked against them.
They definitely said something about rabies in the beginning, because they said that since the war, rabies has come back because vaccinating your pet isn't on the top agenda or something like that.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
So they definitely did say something about
it just seemed like out of nowhere this guy came out of the cave and it was like, oh yeah, rabies. Yeah, it makes sense. I was like, does it? I didn't know this was a thing.
Go.
I put, it's chapter 19, it's revealed why we had the scene where Clemence is attacked by Dr. Wall snakes, so they could set up the scene for Snow to protect Lucy Gray by introducing the snakes to her scent. It was intelligent and quick thinking from him, I have to admit, and we're starting to see more of it. More of him actually being useful as the book progresses. The big question is, does that count as cheating? Does it count? Because he technically didn't know whether the snakes were going to be used at all. Technically, didn't know. So I don't know if it actually counts as cheating. He did rig the game in his favour and in his tribute's favour.
No, it was cheating. Either way, it's cheating because he done it with the intention to save her life. No one knows the future, but he did it for one reason, to protect her. So you can't say it's not cheating. But that fucking games master, she needs to chill. She was trying to waste them all.
She was literally.
How do you call those snakes off?
Nah,
you see how many she dropped?
Yeah, nah.
In the film,
one of them.
She dropped.
That was it.
Loads. They were swimming in snakes.
Someone needs to get control over it.
Yeah,
but listen, the Dean would do it. This guy's on crack the whole book. So boy, she can do what she wants, I guess. I put Lucy Gray purports herself as a victim, but she's a gladiator, apex predator. Her kills in the arena are nothing short of cunning, calculated, a masterclass in playing to one's strengths. Just simply because no one sees, she's not a killer. She's here singing. Everyone sees her as this girl.
Oh yeah, I actually thought she might die when she grabbed the snake and I thought something might happen there. For a second, I thought because he had her.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think it would make sense to kill her then. I thought it made sense to kill her before when.
Also, the way she won, it's believable. Because of the snakes.
Yeah. This is what I said about I can kind of allow. When I got the feeling like she was going to win the Hunger Games, I was furious. But then when the events played out, I was like, I'll allow that.
They swung it. She swung it.
I'll allow it. Yeah, I literally said I'll allow it.
So the only way she could possibly win is by he grossly cheated.
Yeah, but that's the funniest thing. I literally said, this is what people do. This is how people get ahead in life. I literally said it makes perfect sense that Cornelius would rig the games. I said if there's one thing rich people know how to do, it's rig stuff. Rig elections, rig competitions, rig everything.
Mate, you better be careful what you say, mate. I mean, I know we're not in Russia, but I hate a happy ending. I'm ahead of you. I hate a happy ending, but this book is gearing up for a happy ending. Or maybe the writer's trying to fool us into thinking that, because this is chapter 22 out of 32 and everything's going perfect. Snow is free. Lucy won the games. He's got a job in District 12. Lucy's in District 12. Yeah, everything's going perfectly. Apparently
District 12 is where Katniss is from. Apparently.
Yeah,
that's what somebody told me.
I don't know what's the fixation with District 12. Why they?
I don't know. I guess they just wanted to slip something familiar in there so that familiar readers could District 12, and that's it. That's the end. That's the whole purpose. Readers love that. Readers love these kind of things. I remember when Lucy brought the Katniss plant.
Yeah. Even that, even that, I was like, what was the purpose of that?
There's just a little Easter egg, isn't it? Never had an Easter egg.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. It's cheesy.
I remember
It's cheesy.
It's basically what they're doing. Yeah, look, it's cheesy. People love it. It's fan service. People love fan service. I put I'm unsurprised that. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna go.
Go on.
I put, I'm unsurprised that Lucy Gray ended up winning the Hunger Games. I did say before that it would be a disgrace if she won, but her and Snow's plan was actually the best plan they could have went with, as plans went, and the way she won as well. Played to her strengths. They worked ahead of time to make sure she had an ally in Jessup, and even the bit where Snow was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get into the cage, put my life in great personal risk just to make sure I've got an advantage ahead of." Things like that made it believable, in my opinion. And even though Jessup, our ally Jessup, ended up going rabid and trying to kill her, they were pretty well prepared in terms of the preparation they could have had. It also helped us Snow rig the game in her favour, which is the most realistic thing about any of this. Like I said, rich people, they know how to rig things.
And also, the way how Lucy thought her singing calmed the snakes down.
Oh yeah, bro. She's honestly, no, that I liked because I was.
And it covers him.
Yeah.
I thought they wouldn't have got caught for that, to be honest with you. Because why would you check the tanks?
Yeah, not only that, but
Why
it's
would
like you could not trace anything back to anyone. You can't trace anything back to anyone. Even if they found the handkerchief in there, you cannot trace any. Dr. Law could have put that in there. Anybody could have put that in there.
No, it had his initials on there.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. They could have been like, yeah, you put it in there, but when? Like, they cannot trace that back to him. Literally can't trace it back to him.
Is rat poison that deadly?
I don't think so. When it was like rat poison, I was like, rat poison.
They put a bit of it, you know.
I was like, rat poison of all things. I'm pretty sure you could eat some rat poison by accident and nothing would happen to you. Depending on how much it was.
Yeah, because I mean, look at the size difference of us.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
why didn't they just give him proper poison?
I swear you could even put rat poison like behind the oven and rat them's fine, you know.
They could eat it. Yeah, I think he should have.
Horse tranquilizer.
I think they probably could have just got cyanide or something. It's wartime.
Something like that. Man.
He should have got
something. Hemlock. Something.
I'm going to make a prediction that the districts kill Lucy. Because there has to be a reason why Snow turns evil. And right now he's one of the good guys. A moral agent for good. Something has to push him over the edge to hate the districts. I thought maybe when she gets back to District 12, they're going to see her with him and say she's a traitor and somehow accidentally kill her or something like that. Because it didn't make sense to me.
I thought, I know what you're saying, and I think something was going to happen in a sense. I was positive something was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be Lucy dying because I just didn't think the writers going to have the balls to kill Lucy. I thought it was going to be a thing where Lucy cheats on him or whatever, because we've already seen examples of this guy being fragile. She's singing, and this guy was like, yeah, I'm jealous. Like, even admitted to himself, within himself, he was like, I'm jealous. So he's fragile, isn't it? So I thought, kind of thing where he sees her with some other guy, or she leaves him, whatever, and he's like, right, that's it. And then that's the start of his villain. Start of his villain arc. And it would have made sense. You start with him. Literally start with him. But we saw it after him anyways. But I put, unsurprisingly, Snow and Lucy Gray being from opposite backgrounds is starting to cause rifts. I'm surprised this wasn't so much of a problem earlier. Like, Snow's father was killed by a rebel sniper. Lucy Gray's father was killed by probably a peacemaker. So that's literally both of them opposite sides. Ironic that these lot are called peacemakers when literally all they do is shoot people in the streets. They didn't keep any peace of any sort for the whole book. That's
what peacekeepers are known to do. I mean, even in the shot people, even in films, you know, these. Look at Hitler. He had his brown shirts and they kept the peace or whatever. This is what happens. The dictators, they always get the army into the streets to control people. It's what happens. And they end up doing things.
And they call it the Peacekeepers or the People's Republic or whatever they call it. And they're just shooting people in the street.
Clones.
Whatever it may be. Stormtroopers. Yeah, Stormtroopers.
Okay, so hooray, the power couple are together, but it's a bit disappointing. Why does Lucy Gray love him? He saw her as a pawn in a game of chess. He didn't see her as a person. He saw her as a way to score top grades. Coming from nothing, why would she love a man like him? It would have made more sense if she was using him to get fed in the games instead of these two actually loving each other. It made no sense. No sense to me.
It made sense to me because women always love people that aren't good for them. They love abusive men. They love them. They love them. They love them. They always, like, you always see these abusive men with lots and lots and lots of women. You always see it. It's a very common pattern. So for whatever reason, it made sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I wouldn't personally do that. So I understand what you're saying if it doesn't make sense. But makes 100% sense. Like, not why people become abusive, but
Yeah, but
like,
he was not abusive though.
he was abusive in the sense that he's using her for his own ends, and it's like,
Yeah, but she was using him for his own ends.
Well, she was there unwillingly. He was there. He was a graduate. He said, "I want a scholarship to Harvard." He said, "I want that."
He needed a scholarship.
He said, "I want that Harvard scholarship. That's what I'm trying to restore my family's wealth." I'm trying. Even he was in the mirror to himself, talking about bow before your president. What did he say? He said something like bow before your president. I was like, this guy's nuts. He's nuts. She's just trying to live. She wants to go home. Okay. This guy said, "I've got a campaign. I'm running for president."
So you think them two liking each other made sense? Then?
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying her liking him makes sense.
No.
Her liking him makes sense because, first of all, she's not even really from the districts, bearing in mind, which she even said. She said they're not even really from the district. They're from some, what do they call it? Covey.
Yeah.
Wherever that is. The travellers, they seem like travellers to me, but yeah, she was like not even really from the district, so she's not even really wrapped up in that whole animosity between, like, she's just there. Like I said, she's just there. They got
but she's not in the capital.
She's not in the capital, no.
So she's part of the district folk.
She's part of it. She's more district than she is capital, but she's not really either one.
Well, it's funny actually because they did try and say she's from the Covey and they are like district, so upper class. That's what they tried to say in the book. So he was trying to say, if I were to bring her home, she's not district folk. She's
his grandmam or whatever. Grandmam, she was not having it though. Like, especially not early in the book. Like later on, after she saved his life in the bombing, the grandma kind of chilled on Lucy Gray a little bit, but at first she was literally like that.
Be careful with them rebels.
She literally said, "Be careful with that tramp. Don't bring that tramp home." But speaking of, remember when you said she saved his life in the arena, like he owed her so much. You know who owed? Like, who was it that jumped on top of their mentor to like physically protect her of his body? Who was it? There was a tribute. He physically like threw his body on top of her. She was even talking about it after, and I was like, he put his life on.
Did he die? What, in the bombing?
He didn't die in the bombing.
Well, no, is this scene you're talking about? Is it the bombing?
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Marcus actually.
Nah, Marcus escaped.
Oh yeah, he escaped and they ran him down.
I put Sir Janus has been a liability from the beginning. He disappears while Snow is in the bar listening to Lucy's song to get up to no good, obviously. But yes, he's a liability. He's a good 3-dimensional character. I would have liked to see a bit more character development earlier on, because only towards the end of the games have we really understood his moral stance. Before then, he was much more in the background. So before he went into the games, we didn't really...
He was just some guy that basically was whinging.
We didn't even really hear much about him whinging too much, He should have been more of a main character and then it would have hit harder.
Ironically, I'm always complaining about like the different points of view that we have in books. This book actually would have benefited from like a second point of view. Like someone other than Coriolanus. Like someone else's point of view to bring them into the story a bit more. This is what I actually feel would have benefited from it, especially since this is written in third person as well, not first person. So I actually think it would have benefited from it. Maybe not necessarily Sejanus, maybe just Lucy Gray. So we've got like two different points of view. Maybe. I think they would have benefited from this because it was very one-dimensional, like you said. It's just his point of view. Sejanus came in, we don't even really know like anything about him until...
That's funny you say this because you always complain.
I'm literally always complaining about the double points of view. But like I said, I'm a very difficult person to please. I put Coriolanus.
I'm finished.
Oh, sorry.
It's only towards the end of the games that we really understood his moral stance. Before then, it was much more in the background. Unfortunately, his character doesn't make all that much sense in the story because you can't have morals without God. And there's no right or wrong. Also, with his ethical outlook on life, why does he not value the livelihood and happiness of animals? Why is he not vegan? But yeah, so, in this, what are you laughing about?
Because I'm just thinking, like, if he was complaining to Dr. Gore, you'd be like, yeah, why not vegan then?
Wait, what? Sorry?
If he was complaining to Dr. Gore saying, well, we don't have the right to do this, we have to treat him like this. She's like, why not vegan then? How would he answer that? How would anybody answer that?
But yeah, he's always about, it's not right to do this, it's not right to do that. But there's no right or wrong without God. I mean, that wasn't mentioned.
Some people believe in right or wrong without God, though,
but they're
for some
wrong.
weird reason.
They're wrong because who are you to say what's right or what's wrong? You know, if we look at nature, there's murder, there's killing, there's rape, there's all of it. You know?
That's true.
So who are you to say
when you said the thing about veganism, I was even about to say like, animals eat other animals in animal kingdom. It's very natural.
Cannibalism,
literally
everything, isn't it?
Bro, eat their young. There's animals that eat their young. That's arguably the filicide. It's literally called filicide. It's greatest crimes you can commit. But yeah, I definitely believe that. I definitely believe you can't have morals without God. But there's some people that maybe misguided, whatever you want to call them, they believe like treating my fellow man a certain way, certain standard, just because. And he was just going on about it from the start. And I was literally just like, they should just get rid of him. He's clearly going to be a problem. Clearly. I definitely had sympathy for him because Snow treated him horribly and he never even knew. He never actually knew. I'm just
something down because I was meant to tell you something. I just remembered what I was supposed to tell you before. Upstairs, we were like, I wanted to tell you something and I couldn't remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I put, Snow actually treated Sejanus the worst. He used this guy whenever he needed something, pretended to be his friend, disassociated himself with him whenever it benefited him, and ultimately sold him out to achieve his own ends. That is ridiculous level of conspiracy. Remember the worst way to get caught? They got him on tape. On tape. That is the worst way to get caught. Yeah, but he didn't expect him to get.
He didn't expect him to get hung.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't. But listen, look, when the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You know what I mean? Like, you can have all the good intentions in the world, you sell out your friends and bad shit happens. On tape.
Yeah, but he needed something though.
He did need something,
and he didn't tell the peacekeepers. The peacekeepers would have hung him straight away. But he tried to do something to stop him from doing his foolishness. But they settle it there and then, boy.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
They say hang him and we do it now.
Not even say now. Not even say at dawn, you know. Then when they say at dawn, they're like, listen, build the noose now.
No trial,
they
nothing.
Said, why are we waiting?
Oh my gosh.
Active justice, boy. On the spot justice.
I put no. There's no way that this story has just become a love triangle. We don't care about Billy Tope. No. We don't even care about Snow and Lucy. What's happening with the capital, the society,
the bombing,
the
bombing, the rebels,
the philosophy?
I forgot about that.
What's Sir Jonas up to? Why is the storyline not being about Snow being roped in to help the rebels? Lucy's the perfect way to get him involved. You know,
because she's from the district.
They're in a relationship. You know. What's going on with the story? They want to free this girl. Why can't Snow help them map some
What was her name? Lil?
Yeah.
Lil?
What's going on?
Yeah, it seems like they abandoned the plot and they brought in Billy Tope, which is out of nowhere. I was content for him to just be her ex that she sang about that one time and forget about him after that. For some reason, they decided to pick up the Billy Tope plotline and throw the bombing plotline just to the wayside.
Why is Sir Janus trying to free some bitch? Why wasn't Lucy held in solitary confinement and then they could have rescued her? Possible stealth mission.
Yeah, nah, we're not going to stop till you get the stealth mission.
I was dismissed though. Look, no, for real.
Right there for the taking.
It's there.
To be fair,
he comes in. He's a peacekeeper. He comes in. He finds out Lucy because Lucy cheated in the games. They could have imprisoned her in solitary in District 12. So Janus, he's on the side of good. You know, he could have friended up some of the people from 12. We're going in to get Lucy.
Yeah.
What? It's there.
Literally right there. Instead, they decided to talk about Billy Tope.
It's
ridiculous.
Oh my god.
We did sort of get the closest we got to stealth missions was when flipping Cornelius was in the arena when they sent him in. That was sort of a stealth mission. It was undercover. Yeah. It was, you got something. But I agree. Definitely would have been good to have something like that. To have Sejanus do something. Because he didn't really do anything the whole... And even, what's it called? Cornelius even said to him, this is why I have sympathy with him, but not really, because Cornelius did his utmost to actually stop him from getting himself killed. He even said, like, if you just shut the fuck up and just wait until you have money and control and influence, you could do stuff.
Yeah.
But now you're not going to get yourself killed, and that's it.
And even I think they said something that was quite philosophical, for want of a better word. He basically said something along the lines of, you have taken my right to have a clean hands or something like that. He basically said you went into the arena because you don't. Oh, what did he say? I think was the first hanging scene, and then Sir Janus didn't want to. He was thinking, if those people came forward, I couldn't have shot them. He said, I couldn't. I don't want to have blood on my hands. And Snow was like, he couldn't believe his ears because Snow's got blood on his hands because of Sir Janus. So he's always trying to do these things, and it comes back on Snow.
It literally does. Like I said, the road tells paved with good intentions. This guy does not think about what he's doing before he flings himself headlong into these situations. Like when he went into the arena, he just wasn't thinking. He just went to the arena.
It don't make sense because he's an overthinker.
He's clearly not. He's not thinking enough. Because even he was like, yes, I'm going to die a martyr's death, and they're going to shut. Cornelius was like, they ain't going to televise this. Turn the shit off, bruv. You okay? And even he was like, they're not going to show it. He was like, of course not. Why would they do that?
No, I'll tell you why he's an overthinker. Because he basically said, I don't think I could have shot them people if they didn't stop coming forward. And then they said, well, yeah, you won't have to shoot. Other people will shoot. And he said, but what if you died because I couldn't take the shot? And he was like, just stop. Shut up.
He stopped talking. He said, la. I put the way Mayfair and Billy Tubb got dead. It made me laugh for some weird, sick reason. Just because they was talking shit, and then it just showed. Like I said, this is why Cornelius is called Snow, because it's cold. He's literally cold. We're not talking about when he killed Bobby before, self-defense. We're not talking about he was attacked. We're talking about this guy had to draw for the gun, hip fire, bow, and then. But I swear he killed both of them, or did somebody else kill?
No, I don't think he killed Billy Tope.
He didn't kill Billy Tope. Somebody else, the other guy, killed Billy Tope. He killed Mayfair, the mayor's daughter.
But the mayor's daughter. Why did they kill? Yeah, but he
literally just deaded her one time.
Yeah, no, that was wild. That was wild. That was wild, right?
I said this like before when he bludgeoned that kid from the roof to death. This was cold-blooded murder. Cold-blooded, click clack, bow. Gave it to her.
So, but why did they kill Billy Tope?
Because he was there, innit? That's her boyfriend. Like
the guy said, I never trusted him anyway.
He literally said, bro, no one liked him anyways. You don't go here. Like literally, he was never supposed to be in the story.
I don't know why the mayor's daughter decided to try and.
To be fair, they had to kill him because he was a witness to that. He was a witness to the mayor's daughter getting murdered. He wasn't gonna sit on that. That was his girlfriend. He wasn't gonna sit on that.
Well, he had to.
Well, he didn't have to. They was like, well,
Billy Tope. It was Billy Tope's plan to go and escape anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know about all of that. But
they was like, they said escapes off the car. It's off the table. They didn't even discuss it. They literally just murdered them both. Didn't even discuss it.
And it's Sir Janus' fault because he's following Sir Janus, put himself into something, and ended up killing two people.
He followed him because he knows Sir Janus always getting into these situations. He said, "You're gonna die if I don't follow you." Basically, he said, "Like if I hadn't followed you last time, you would have died. If I didn't follow you this time, you would have died." It's ridiculous. And for all that, for him to die anyway.
I've only got a couple more points left.
Yeah, same.
I've put potential philosophical point that could have been discussed. So Janus is always going about freedom and being free. The writer could have tried to define what freedom really is. And we see Cornelius Snow, when he's going to escape with Lucy Gray, he's out in the woods or whatever, and he's just like, is this really what my life's going to be, Got to dig these worms up to go and fish, and people don't know what freedom is.
He wasn't feeling it.
People don't know what freedom is. They think, these laws and these taxes and bills, this is what stresses me, but you gotta live in the fucking sticks.
Literally.
That ain't gonna make you happy either. So
Definitely
the writer, I don't know, is it she? It's a she, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Suzanne Collins. I thought it was interesting that he had that perspective because he's very much a capital person. He's very much capital, He's like, I don't want to live this district lifestyle. It's peasants in the dirt looking for worms or whatever, like you were saying. He's just like, and even the fact that his family is baroque, as in flat broke as well. He was even like, I'm not that broke. He said to be digging up these worms and living this district lifestyle. Go back to he wants to get his money off, innit? He wants to get the Snow's money back.
I put them man settle their court hearings immediately.
They do everything immediately.
They're hanging Sir Janus. That was a good little scene.
Bruv, it was a good scene.
I didn't think it was gonna happen.
I called Sir Janus' death. I think from the way in which I called it, and I definitely was implying this. I thought he was gonna be put to death as opposed to dying by accident. Like I said, he never belonged there. From day one, he outed himself as pretty much an eventual traitor. Given how readily the people in the capital resort to violence, I did not see this ending well for him. If he was smart, he would have put on a smile, bided his time, did his trucking duty, waited till he could have changed things from the better from within. Despite all this, he did not go out nicely. That was not nice. I have to admit, the way
Shouting mum.
that's not nice.
If I ever get hanged, which I don't think I will.
Hopefully not.
I'm not going out like that.
Not like that.
Not going out like that. No
Not
way.
like that.
Calling for your mummy. Oh.
Not like that.
The scene was chilling. The scene was
definitely chilling. It was just
especially
like,
the Jamba J's and the rap.
Oh yeah, I was like,
the main event. The main event, right?
Yeah.
The way how the relationship between Lucy Gray and Snow broke down immediately.
Literally.
Over nothing.
It was over nothing.
It was over nothing. It was like, you looked at me funny, I looked at you.
Do you know how frustrating it is that...
No, but it was good.
I said it was frustrating that their relationship came out of nothing and then went back into nothing, and no one has any explanation for like what happened there.
I liked it. I thought it was a very, very creative.
I thought it was a good way. I thought it was a good way to basically close the book on them without killing her.
You need to watch the film as well, because the way they did it in the film, it made it even less over nothing. When I say when I say what happened in the film, Lucy Gray said, "Oh, that's the gun. If you got rid of that, then you could go back to your old life." And then he looked at her. She looked at him, and I think she said something like, no one would know." And she said, "Well, except for me." And he said, "But you wouldn't tell." And she was like, "No, I wouldn't."
Bro,
and then they looked at each other like that. She said, "Well, I'm going outside." And when I say it was on from there,
screaming.
It's magic. It's beautiful. It's beautiful how they showed how fragile relationships are.
Yeah,
because we don't know. I'm telling you, well, people do know. But people like girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, relationships are super fragile. All it takes is one thing, and it breaks down. And we see. This isn't a good example. No, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it because it's just. Yeah, let's just say you see husbands and wives. Okay, put it this way. Look at who's the gay guy on TV who recently got outed for being gay and grooming this young
Schofield.
Philip Schofield.
Yeah.
Is it Philip Schofield? It might not even be him. I think it might. But basically, I think his wife. It might be not even this story. But basically, what happened? I think there's a guy, a BBC presenter. Was having an affair, buying pictures of a young girl. She was legal, I think 17, 18 or whatever. And the wife outed him. His own wife, because the BBC knew who it was, and they said, "We're not going to tell anyone." His wife went on social media, bam, lighted his ass up. So the point I'm trying to make is relationships are super duper fragile. It only takes one thing, and people will turn on you.
Literally, the Joker, man.
They were going out to create. They were going out to create lives together, and they just turned on each other immediately.
Literally. I just think it's most people are not aware of what that thing is that could cause their relationship to break down like that, or they're wrapped up in like. Not the honeymoon period, or they're just wrapped up in what they think is important. They're just not aware of what it is that could cause your relationship to break down like that. Because like she probably wasn't expecting this to come out. Like, oh yeah, my husband's gay or whatever. Buying pictures off whatever, and that just causes it to break down, innit? People not who you think they are.
Why didn't the writer do it properly though? Make him gun her down.
Yeah, then you know what really they said. I thought it was cold anyways. To be fair, he was clearly the coldest in the whole book, the coldest character in the whole book. I think I read something about this, and it was like it's because like you said, they want to be a trilogy, but they want to explore the character in like future works or whatever. So they just left Lucy Gray's ending open, didn't kill her, doesn't say where she is, anything like that. But yeah, no, that definitely would have completed his transformation. That would be his Darth Vader arc, completed his transformation into the villain.
Wouldn't it be better if they did?
Oh, I thought it'd be better
if he gunned her down.
That's mad.
And then went and double tapped her.
Yeah. Oh, I'm dead, man. What, Change Mag? Read it. Yeah, I think that would have been better. And it would have been a crazy way to end the book as well. It would be a crazy way to end the book. Because you feel like you know the extent that these characters will go to. You think, oh, it's him and her against the world. No, it's me against the world.
Yeah, and also, lastly, no sex scenes.
Yes, which I was like,
how did they not get a sex scene in there? I mean, this, the Hunger Games is nice. Is it a girly thing? I always thought it was kind of. It's not really, but
I haven't seen it in it, but that was my perspective of it as well. It's like not a girly thing, but more for women, marketed for women as opposed to marketed for men. But don't you know, it was very straight edge. It was a very straight edge book. There was hardly any drinking, and when they was drinking, it was like 1 or 2 drinks. There wasn't any smoking. There wasn't really drug use other than Dean There wasn't like nobody using profanity, things like that. It was a very straight edge book, to be fair. And if you can write a good book straight edge, that's good.
So you liked it?
I did like it.
It's a good book.
Yeah, it was a good book. It was definitely. Well, I'm gonna have to watch Young Games now.
But not the best one we've done.
Nah, the best one does Alice Network.
Still the
Alice Network. It was. Do you not think that was very good? To be fair, what did I rate that? 8.5, 8.
So would you rate this then?
7. Rate 7. I think that's a fair score.
Do you think it's going to be better than Percy Jackson?
Nah.
Really?
Doubt
You
it.
think Percy Jackson?
Doubt it.
Do you know what? This is the thing, right? I'm setting this Percy Jackson thing so low that it's likely.
gonna impress you.
Well, no, the likelihood of him not impressing me is 0 because I think it's going to be trash. I think it's going to be
I've never read it, innit? I've never read it, innit? But I haven't read the new one. But I just think I've took marks off for the bombing. Obviously, I took marks off for that because I was just like that just went nowhere.
I don't know if you can take marks off.
Oh, I know. And you can.
I don't think you can
and
take
I will.
marks off for that.
And I will.
I think the writer could have done a lot more. It feels like this is what I say every book.
Yeah, no, you definitely.
But they could have done a lot more.
You're gonna say that till you get your stealth mission. You're gonna be like, there was room for improvement here.
But listen, you have to mark it up because it was a sad ending.
7, like I said, fair score. It's a fair score.
So it feels like
but like we said, yeah, that's more than half. That's 60%. That's a good score. Like I said, if he'd shot Lucy in the end of the book, that would have skyrocketed the rating through the roof. But like, look, hindsight is 2020. I think 7's a very fair score. It was a good book, to be fair. I'd recommend it.
You recommend it?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. There's nothing wrong with that. I know.
Even if you're not into the fantasy and all of that.
That. I know a lot of people, for some reason, people are always telling me they think 7 is like a rubbish score. Like, people expect 8 and upwards to mean good. Anything else is bad for some reason.
Oh, you should read this book. It was a 7.
I think 7's a good score. Somebody said to me, read this book as a 7. I'd be like, yeah. That's in like, you're in like within 30% of books. That's 30% of books.
Someone read your book and said, yeah, it's a 7.
That's 30% of books. That is literally 30% of books. It's a minority. That's a good score. Obviously, everyone wants a 10. I'm not saying you wouldn't want a 10. I'm just saying it's a good score. So what do you rate it?
I don't do ratings.
I expect we're going to be here with 20
I don't
minutes.
do ratings. I don't do ratings.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm not rating it. I'm not rating it. It was good. It was worth reading. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I got my sad ending. As I said, I wish she double tapped Lucy.
Not even just shot, double tap. As in
shot.
ice in the veins.
But yeah, it was a good book. But we're reading Percy Jackson, The Chalice of the Gods next. And yeah, we'll see you next time.